So CoinBase, the world's largest exchange, just announced their plans to raise over $1 billion in convertible debt. Now, if that strange financial term sounds familiar, that's exactly the vehicle Michael Saylor has used to accumulate billions of dollars of Bitcoin. So we have to ask ourselves the question, is Coinbase now using the same speculative attack playbook that Michael Saylor is using? Could sound a little bit out there, but let's have a look at the receipts I've got planned for you guys today, okay? So this is the news. So Coinbase came out today and they announced that they're going to be offering $1 billion of convertible notes, okay? So all a convertible note instrument is we can see here, it's a debt security that can later be converted into equity like the stock. So this is going to be Coinbase stock. And again, this is only privately offered to eligible institutional buyers. So this is very, very interesting. Now, it says here that Coinbase intends to use the $1 billion of proceeds to repay its own outstanding convertible notes that they actually have to pay back in 2026, 2028, and 2030, okay? So this is what Coinbase is saying, but Brian Armstrong, their CEO, had a very, very, very interesting tweet that has kind of made me question what they put on their official article that they released talking about this $1 billion of debt they're raising. Because Brian Armstrong doesn't tweet about Bitcoin much, okay? He really doesn't. For him to be the CEO of the largest Bitcoin exchange, he very rarely talks about Bitcoin, okay? But literally, let's have a look at the date of this tweet, March 12th. So this is very, very recent. It's this week. Brian Armstrong tweeted this, okay? He's quote tweeting something that Robert Sterling tweeted, talking about the debt crisis we're living in today. Robert Sterling, the pretty sizable Twitter account here. Brian Armstrong retweeted it and said, this in part is why Bitcoin matters. It's a return to the gold standard that we left fully in 1971, a return to financial discipline. Bitcoin will be an important check and balance on excessive deficit spending, which is essential to the US and the US dollar remaining strong. Okay, so he says this at the same time that Coinbase says, look, we're going to be raising $1 billion worth of debt in convertible notes. Okay, interesting. Now, this is the beginning of the story. I think this timing is awfully coincidental. Okay, but when we actually start piecing together some other dots in this story, I think it could potentially make a little bit more sense. So let's have a look at what I've got prepared for you guys next. So again, when we think about what's going on right here, let's think about what's going on in the broader picture. So this week, MicroStrategy stock just did this. Okay, so this is the 25-year chart of MicroStrategy, and I think it's one of the craziest charts that you're going to see in financial history. Okay, have a look at MicroStrategy's rally over the past 2 months. Okay, this is an absolutely absurd chart. It looks bananas. MicroStrategy stock has just rallied from $460 to $1,700 in literally 2 months. Okay, so that has more than tripled. Actually, that's nearly 4x'd. That's nearly gone up 4 times in the past 2 months. So it's actually rallied faster than Bitcoin. So this is proving that MicroStrategy's Bitcoin strategy is winning. Okay, it's as simple as that. You could see that it actually looks as if it's going to put in its highest monthly close in history, even when you compare it against the 2000s, bubble pop that they saw in the 2000 era. So is Coinbase looking at this and saying, hang on a minute, we want some of that action? Because we can see here, this is the chart of Coinbase stock. So they haven't actually returned to their previous highs that they set all the way in, was this 2021 when they launched, or was it mid-2022 when Coinbase launched? Coinbase launched at the very kind of top of the bull market, very close to the top. So I think it's very interesting that now all of a sudden they say they're going to be raising $1 billion of convertible debt. Okay. And again, let's kind of look at why they would try to copy MicroStrategy. So we can see by this tweet here that this is a tweet from Ryan McGinnis, and on the chart he's put MicroStrategy and BlackRock on the same chart with their market caps. Okay, so we can see that he kind of says MicroStrategy flipping BlackRock is in the table within 2 to 4 years. There is no asymmetry in BlackRock, whereas MicroStrategy is a leveraged bet on the best performing asset during an intense period of catalysts with a high margin and low expense. Okay, very interesting. And to see an update on this tweet, we can kind of see here that MicroStrategy really is closing the gap on BlackRock when you have a look at their market caps. MicroStrategy's market cap right now is $27 billion. BlackRock, 123 billion. And you can see the trajectory. It's far, tilted in the favor of MicroStrategy here. So it looks as if the Bitcoin standard is winning. Okay. The Bitcoin standard is what's potentially attracting the eyes of the CEO of the world's largest exchange, CoinBase. Okay. But again, Coinbase claims that they're not going to be buying Bitcoin. They don't have to actually tell us exactly what they claim to do with it. But in the article, in the official press release, they said that Coinbase intends to use the purposes to pay down their debt, like we said. But they also said the funds will be for other general corporate purposes, which may include working capital and capital expenditures, and to pay the cost of the capped call transactions. So that part of their announcement's a little bit obscure to me. Again, very obscure, and I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense. So again, this is where we should be asking the question. Okay, I think it would be silly for Coinbase to completely ignore what MicroStrategy did with their convertible debt that they have used to buy literally billions of dollars of Bitcoin. Okay, we can see by the MicroStrategy chart, this is actually the Saylor tracker, that their decision to go all in on Bitcoin has been incredibly valuable. It's been very, very valuable. Now, before we start breaking down the MicroStrategy tracker, let's hit the live chat. So Rob says Coinbase has been in the game for a decade and less than 1/20th of MicroStrategy's Bitcoin in their treasury. That's actually a great point. And when we have a look at what's going on with Coinbase, we'll be able to see this a little bit more clearly because Dylan Leclerc put this tweet out on the topic. And he's quote tweeting something that he retweeted only a week ago. So again, there's been a lot of heat on Coinbase this week, recently. Okay, this is again why the dots are kind of aligning here. And this is on the 8th of March. So not long ago at all. Dylan says, "Dear Coinbase, all is forgiven for crashing during every Bitcoin pump once a convertible note entirely to bid Bitcoin is issued." And he says, look, Coinbase has a $63 billion market cap holding $650 million of Bitcoin. The corporate treasury could use some work. So this is exactly what kind of Rob was talking about in the live chat. Coinbase has an enormous market cap, $65 billion, and they have a minuscule Bitcoin position. Again, they should be taking note of what MicroStrategy is doing. We can see here, I've actually got a little bit of a, this is showing the size of Coinbase's market cap. So again, it is $63 billion. It's enormous, it's massive, and it is coming back close to its 2021 all-time high. So I think employing a Michael Saylor-esque speculative attack would be a very, very interesting move for Coinbase to try to actually execute. Okay, I think it's something that Coinbase really needs to do, and it's probably something that it's becoming aware of. Okay, this is another chart showing the meteoric rise of MicroStrategy. You can see how crazy the past 2 months of price action has been, all because they did exactly, they employed the Bitcoin strategy. It's as simple as that. Now, let's have a look at something else. So again, Brandon Quidham tweeted this out, a little bit of a meme, but you can see here, he says, "I want to be like Mike," quote tweet Brian Armstrong. And this is obviously Michael Jordan in the GIF. And this was when Zero Hedge tweeted out that Coinbase is going to be offering $1 billion of convertible senior notes due 2030. So this isn't just piquing interest in the Bitcoin space. Okay. We have Zero Hedge talking about the fact that Coinbase is actually out there offering $1 billion in convertible debt. Okay. Now, again, it'd be very interesting to see what they do with that Bitcoin. Very, very interesting. Greetings to Johnny. Johnny's in the live chat again. And we've got Austin in the chat. How many have lost their life savings because of Coinbase promoting shitcoins? Yeah, great question, Austin. And I think it's a really important question to ask ourselves. I think Coinbase can be doing so much better. They can be improving their Bitcoin strategy so much more if they simply copied what this man did. Michael Saylor, okay? The Bitcoin on his balance sheet is worth $15 billion, okay? We showed you earlier. The market cap of MicroStrategy is literally, it's at $28 billion. It's absolutely incredible. We have someone in the chat who didn't realize this was a live stream. We're glad you enjoyed the live stream. We go live 2 to 3 times a week here on the Bitcoin News YouTube channel. So again, if you enjoy the live streams, make sure you subscribe. We also post interviews as well. Yesterday, we posted an interview with the one and the only Samson Mao. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in a second. But I mean, this chart here is absolutely undeniable. Michael Saylor's Bitcoin position is up by 116%. It's in profit of $8 billion. And just look what he's done. He's dollar cost averaged into Bitcoin at all prices, irrespective of what the mainstream media said about him. He just dollar cost averaged into Bitcoin. And now his company is winning. The Bitcoin strategy is winning. And that's why I think it's maybe interesting to at least ask the question, why isn't the world's largest exchange doing the same thing? Why would they not try to raise $1 billion in convertible debt to try to buy some Bitcoin? It just doesn't make sense considering you're a Bitcoin exchange and you literally hold less than 1% of your market cap in Bitcoin. It literally makes no sense whatsoever when you just think about how little their Bitcoin position is, okay? Dylan puts it well here, $63 billion market cap, holding $650 million of Bitcoin. That's a very poor effort. And it is something that certainly does need to be improved for Coinbase. They need to employ that Bitcoin, the Bitcoin strategy. It's winning. Michael Saylor is winning. Someone else who's winning is, of course, this man here, and that is Samson Mao. If you guys didn't catch the interview yesterday that we released with Samson Mao, it's potentially one of the most bullish interviews in history, in Bitcoin history. Again, I'm biased because I was a part of the interview. But again, I highly recommend you guys go and check it out. Samson Mao explained the case for why he believes we could see a $1 million Bitcoin in literally days to weeks, all because of the supply suffocation that is going on in the ETF space. We didn't talk about ETFs in today's live stream. We might hit it in another live stream later on in the week to keep you guys updated on everything that's happening in the ETF space. Today, I wanted to just keep this discussion about Coinbase and Michael Saylor. Okay, so Rob says the vibes are high in that interview. Definitely go and check them out. Austin says subscribe and ring the notification bell. Thank you, Austin. You truly are one of the best. So thank you to everyone who tuned in. We're going to leave this live stream where it is. Again, if you're not subscribed, subscribe so you catch us when we do these live streams. We're doing 2 to 3 a week. So with all that said, we'll see you guys in the next video and enjoy that Samson Mao interview.